After lecture 3, we've gained a lot of expertise in understanding the concept of comparative advantage. And just to remind ourselves, we know that we have a comparative advantage at S if we have a lower PS over PT, relative price of S in terms of T, and automatically, if we have a comparative advantage at S, we have a comparative disadvantage at T. Now, how do we find who has a comparative advantage in this economy with this new production possibility frontier and with capital and labor? Well, it's simple. We already know how to do it in reality, and we have already seen it in lecture 2. So the concept of comparative advantage is based on relative prices in the closed economy, which we also called autarky. How do we find it? Well, we were putting together on the same graph the production possibility frontier, community indifference curves, and price line, finding the price line such that demand was equal to supply in each market in the economy. We can do it for this economy, and we have already done it, and we can immediately see what is the relative price of S in terms of T that emerges when we are not yet open to trade. And that's exactly what we're doing in this slide. And we can see that in this slide, in country A, the slope of the price line, which is minus PS divided by PT, is flatter, and so PS over PT will be lower than in country B. But so what are we learning? We are automatically learning that just by solving for the autarky equilibrium or closed economy equilibrium of this economy, we are obtaining that A is going to have a comparative advantage at S and B is going to have a comparative advantage at T. Again, why do we know that? Because we're solving for the equilibrium of the closed economy by putting indifference curves and production possibility frontier and price line all together on this graph. And we are finding that with this shape for the production possibility frontier, we see that the slope of the price line in A is lower than the slope of the price line in B. This means that PS divided by PT in A is lower than PS divided by PT in B. But this is exactly our definition of comparative advantage at S for A and comparative disadvantage at T for A.